Red Bull have been handed a 10% reduction in wind tunnel testing and CFD development after breaching the F1 budget cap. Max Verstappen doesn't think that the penalties imposed on Red Bull will be factor in the 2023 F1 title race. Last year, the Constructors' Champions were found guilty of breaching the budget cap the previous year and were duly fined £5.8 million, as well as the team losing 10% of their wind tunnel time for this season. Max Verstappen doesn't think that the penalties imposed on Red Bull will be factor in the 2023 F1 title race. Last year, the Constructors' Champions were found guilty of breaching the budget cap the previous year and were duly fined £5.8 million, as well as the team losing 10% of their wind tunnel time for this season. He's claimed the sanction has had an adverse effect on preparation, though we're probably 25% almost of the way through that penalty, and, of course, it has an effect, he told US site Racer. It's limiting, significantly, the amount of runs that we can do in our wind tunnel over each quarter. And I think that the team are having to adapt to that. Verstappen cruised to a second successive title in 2022, winning 15 of the 22 Grand Prix races and finishing top of the standings by a mammoth 146 points. And in contrary to Horner, the Dutch star isn't concerned about the effect of the wind tunnel penalty on his hopes of title number 3. Of course I have thought about it, he said, via GP fans. But I think we have a lot of very competent people in our factory, and of course it makes things a little bit harder, and I always look at it like this: I would rather be in the position we are in than always finishing second or third in the championship, because that is way more depressing. We have a lot of good people and we have to be a little bit more precise with what we are doing in the wind tunnel. But I don't think it is going to be a big limiting factor in if we are going to win the title or not. Despite his form last season, Verstappen doesn't appear to be resting on his laurels. The 25-year-old recently outlined the 4 drivers he thinks will threaten his supremacy this year, tipping Lewis Hamilton to bounce back from his torrid 2022 campaign. But Verstappen thinks Hamilton's Mercedes teammate, George Russell, will also be in the mix. And he's also backed McLaren man Lando Norris to challenge, providing he has the right car.